Imagine this. A brand new Pope, Leo XIV, has just taken the throne. But what's waiting for him? Well, it's a list of problems so massive, so deep-seated, they look pretty much impossible to solve. We're going to walk through a document that first outlines all these incredible challenges, and then it hits you with a solution that is so out there you will not see it coming. Seriously.
So what is this new pope actually up against? I mean, what's on his to-do list? Well, the source we're looking at wastes no time. It lays out 10, count them, 10, urgent crises that need his attention, like yesterday. Let's get into it. All right, so here we go with part 1. This is all about breaking down the massive systemic problems the church is facing. And you got to remember, a lot of these aren't new. They've been passed down from pope to pope. And wow, look at this. The source just lays it all out on one page. It's a lot. You've got this just monster list fixing the finances, fighting corruption, a worldwide shortage of priests, all this tricky international diplomacy, and of course the ongoing sexual abuse crisis. The document basically frames it as a perfect storm of challenges, all converging on the Vatican at the exact same time. Okay, just to give you an idea of the scale we're talking about, let's just look at the money. The source points to an €83 million hole in the Vatican's budget, and that's before you even mention the pension fund, which is short by over $600 million. So you see, these aren't just little accounting mistakes. The document is clear. This is a huge structural financial crisis. And honestly, it goes so much deeper than just money. You've got these incredibly human problems, right? I mean, how do you find new priests when almost no one is signing up? How do you connect with a younger generation that's just not really religious anymore? And on top of all that, how in the world are you supposed to manage all the fighting between different factions inside the church while also trying to finally bring some justice for abuse survivors? It's a mess. Yeah, and the source uses this quote to really drive a point home. It's framing corruption as way more than just a financial issue. It's calling it a cancer, a disease that's eating away at the moral fiber of the institution, just destroying trust from the inside out. That's some pretty powerful language. Okay, and this right here is the real kicker. The source makes it crystal clear. None of these problems are new. The document points out that the last pope had this exact same to-do list. But it argues the core issues, the corruption, the dysfunction, they're all still there. The conclusion is pretty bleak. The system itself is more powerful than any single person trying to fix it. And that brings us to the biggest question of all. If trying to reform the system from the inside hasn't worked, not for these problems that are literally centuries old, then what's left? What's the alternative? Okay, buckle up. We're heading into part 2 of the source document, and this is where things take a hard left turn. We are leaving the world of normal analysis behind, and we're about to step into the author's very specific and, well, truly radical plan. And there it is. The proposal isn't to fix the church, it's to abolish it, to get rid of it completely. The source argues that this is the only way to finally end what it describes as centuries of religious domination and systemic control. I mean, wow. It doesn't get much more direct than that. So how would this even work? Well, the author lays out a 5-step plan. Step 1, officially abolish the church as an institution. Step 2, sell off all of its property, all the buildings, all the land. Step 3, use that incredible amount of money to pay reparations for all the historical harm done. Step 4, take whatever's left over and use it to wipe out poverty on a global scale. And finally, step 5, take what little remains and turn it into a secular organization focused purely on education. Okay, I know what you're probably thinking, because I was thinking it too. Why? Why propose something so incredibly extreme? What's the philosophy behind a plan to just completely dismantle one of the oldest, most powerful institutions on the planet? Well, to get the why, we need to dig into the author's unique way of seeing the world. It's a philosophical and, honestly, kind of a cosmic framework. This is the bedrock of the entire argument. So the central idea here is something the author calls the karmic matrix. The document describes it as this hidden system of control, with religion and politics right at the center, that's basically trapped all of humanity in this endless cycle of harm and abuse. And from that point of view, the church isn't just a broken organization. It's a key part of what the author calls a planetary blockade. And this visual really lays out the two opposing ideas perfectly. On one side, you have the author's view of Earth as it is now, trapped under this blockade, which means things like religious oppression, political corruption, and social division. And then on the other side, you have this vision for the future, on new planets, totally free of all that, a future based on truth, harmony, kindness, and knowledge. And believe me, this vision of a total transformation just keeps going. The full plan laid out in the source involves seizing the wealth of all corrupt leaders around the world, giving every single adult on Earth 1 million euros, and then just throwing open all the secret archives, the Vatican's included, to reveal what the author calls the true, hidden history of the human race. So who came up with all this? For a little context, the document identifies the author as Senad Dizdarovich, and it turns out he's written a bunch of books on these very themes. I mean, just look at the titles. They give you a pretty good feel for this unique worldview, right? It's all about connecting the end of organized religion with this sort of cosmic freedom and a brand new chapter for humanity. So after all that, what are we left with? Well, it's a really fascinating and honestly a pretty provocative question. By showing us this list of very real, very conventional problems, and then following it up with a solution that is just completely revolutionary, the source kind of forces us to ask ourselves, at what point do the problems in any system become so deep that just trying to reform it isn't enough? When does the only real path forward become a revolution? And that's a question that goes way, way beyond just the walls of the Vatican.